And we are rolling right into UFC Fight Night, Allen versus Costa. We're not going to use the UFC.com official website. We're going to go to mintedmma.com. That's Minted MMA, baby. This is a website that I developed really recently, and it's amazing. Check it out. Subscribe. It's free, or join, rather. You don't have to subscribe. Subscribe to this channel, though. As we get into the card from the bottom to the top. For those that don't know, I'm Coin. I stream video games usually, but I have this channel because I have this website. Actually, the channel came before the website, but that's a different story. But I decided I'm continuing with the channel because I do have this website that I built, and it's amazing. I keep it updated. This is not something that's automated. This is not AI, dog. This is pure from bottom to top web development, right? Full stack web development from bottom to top, and all of this is completely unique. As we move into our unique picks, which may actually be quite unique because I have a lot of underdogs being picked tonight, such as, I believe she may be an underdog, I'm not sure. Let's start from the bottom of the card with the prelims in a strawweight bout. Shauna Bannon versus Nicolle Caliari. I'm choosing Nicolle via decision. Of course, it's a women's bout. A lot of decisions. And if we go into their fighter profile pages here, we see that Shauna Bannon is from Ireland. You know why she's in the UFC? Because she's from Ireland. I mean, who's she beat? She lost to Sam Hughes. Sam Hughes is a tough girl, okay, but she got finished by Sam Hughes. She beat Pooja Tomar, and it took her 2 rounds. You think Pooja is some kind of talented MMA person from India? No, she's not. She's a 32-year-old woman that just is not good. And she like still lasted 2 rounds with Shauna Bannon. And also she splitty here, and then she lost to Bruna Brazil, who we've been seeing lately as being a little bit of a bum, even though I pick her a lot. I think I picked her a lot in her fights, and she just keeps losing. Look at that. Losing to everybody except for people without name. Well, Molly McCann has a name, but she's a can, right? It's in the name. We don't need to really talk too much about that, but let's look at Nicolle's page here. She's 8-4. That's not that great. 7-2 is a little bit better, but I mean, she's 100% finish rate. She's never had a decision in her life. I feel like this is the decision she's gonna get, because if you look at her bouts, she has less UFC bouts, and she's never won it in the UFC. But Ernesta Kerakite and Carly Judas, I just feel like they're kind of better competition than Sam Hughes and Pooja Tomar, you know? So I'm going with Nicolle via decision. Let's move on to the next fight on the card. Daniel Barez versus Luis Gurule. This is stay away Gurule, but I have him via submission today, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because he sucks, dog. He has 3 losses in the UFC. Guess how many fights he has? I'll give you a second. He has 3 fights in the UFC. 3 losses, 3 fights, and he got in with a split decision off the Contender Series. A splitty? Who gets in off a splitty, dog? You know? But I'm choosing this guy because if you look at Daniel from Spain, he's 37 years gosh darn old. This is a flyweight bout. You have to remember, lighter weight guys are better when they're younger. Once you start getting around 37, man, you got to be in the heavier weights, like heavyweight, pretty much at that point. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but I think that's a bit old for getting into the UFC. This guy has never fought. Oh wait, no, he has. I'm thinking of someone else on the card, but he's lost twice and he's won once too. I think. Let me see before I say anything about his win. Yeah, he won against a guy that sucks. Like. You know, like, this is not an impressive record to me at a 37 years of age for this man. And Andre Lima, he got choked out. Rafael Filio, he got choked out. Luis Gurule, guess what he does? He's only had one submission, but he gets finishes, and he's a banger. He's a grindy kind of guy, and they're not too far off in height. This Gurule has 2 inches in reach less and 1 inch in height less. Not too much. He got 5 years younger. He's 5 years younger. He's going to have that tough boy energy. I was going to say tough man. He's tough man energy, actually. He's a man. Anyway, yeah, that's why I'm choosing Gurule. As we move on up the card to Elise Ardelean versus Polyana Vianna. Now, this one is the one I know Polyana's the underdog. I think she's heavily favorited to lose via KO. It's like everybody's leaning on her to lose via KO. But in my mind, if you look at her strength of record, oof, so much red. It's crazy, honestly. Like, she's never really been that great, but when you look at who she's losing to, JJ Aldridge back in the day, tough girl in 2018, not JJ today. 2018 JJ was better. Hannah Cypher's always been a tough girl, not great but tough. Veronica Hardy, tough girl. Well, technique, kind of tough. And then Emily Whitmire, she beat. Mallory Martin, she beat. Tabitha Ricci, she lost to. We all know Tabitha's good. Jinyu Fry, she beat, who's decent, and she beat her by hooks too. I think Jinyu Fry is actually good, like a good fighter. She has good technique. Yasmin Lucindo, she lost to. 3 finishes in a row against her. Jillian Robertson, who's amazing. Jacqueline Amarim, who's pretty good. Like, she's losing to, I feel like, tough competition that's really good. She's just not been able to fight anyone. Like, she hasn't had a matchup, right? Styles make matchups, and she has this style here to be able to defeat someone like Alice or Elise, because I mean, I just don't think she's that good either. I mean, neither of them are that good, but she got a splitty with Shauna, who's not good at all. She got unanimous decision loss to Melissa Martinez. Who's that? I don't even know who that is. Who the heck are you, girl? Are you in the UFC still? You got head kicked by Fatima? But then she beat Rayan dos Santos and Montserrat Conejo Ruiz, who is not the good Montserrat. This is a different... There are 2 fighters in the UFC, I think, named Montserrat. So, this isn't the good one. Like... And she's only ever fought girls smaller than her, or about her height, which is 5'3". The rest are like 5 feet, 5'2". Yeah, 5 feet and 5'2". And Polyana is 5'5". It's not that big, but I feel like she's lanky. She has a 5-inch reach advantage over Elise. To me, like, those proportions matter when it comes to a striking battle. Although, I don't even remember, honestly, if Alice really, like, wrestles and stuff. If she does, I don't know what Polyana's really gonna do. I don't know what she's gonna do, but I can see either girl winning. But I have Polyana Vianna via decision as we move on up the card to Andre Petroski versus Cody Dum Dum Brundage. I don't like to call him Dum Dum, I guess. He's a good guy. 11-9 and 13-5 Andre. This is a middleweight bout, 185 pounds. And Petroski has recently lost to Cam Rouston, understandable, and Edmund Shabazin, understandable. He also beat decent names. Adolfo Vieira, who's old. Gerald Mearshot back in the day, but that was a splitty. Yeah, okay. And Cody is just like a wild card. You see his record, 11-9. It's terrible. He about to go 11-10. Because he losing to Dante Johnson via split decision. He losing to Cam Rouston via finish, whereas he got finished too. They both got finished. I didn't realize that. But still, he got finished later. I guess that's better. That's even better. Oh, my bad, bro. I'll give you props on that one. You lasted longer than Petroski. He lost a split decision against Eric McConaughey, who I used to rag on a bit, but I don't think he's that bad. Even though, didn't he just lose? Or did he just win? Let me see. He just won. Yeah. I don't think he's that bad, but yeah, I mean, I can see either guy winning. Cody Brundage is a tough guy. That's the thing about toughness in this game, is if you're tough, you can usually get through a lot, and the other person can't get through it because you're tougher than them, right? But I feel like in this case, I think Petroski can do it, honestly. Just like he'll just do a little bit more damage. Cody's gonna be more of a beating bag, but it's probably gonna be a bit of a back and forth ultimately. Look at that last 6 though. That looks terrible for Cody Brundage. As we move on up the card to Ketlen Vieira versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. This one, I think, is probably one of the fights that most people are pretty sure about in terms of who's going to win, and that's Jacqueline from Portugal. Ketlen is 34. She's gone on a series of like split decisions, unanimous decisions here. Like, yeah, split. Like a lot of splits with the tougher girls. So Norma, she got a split loss. Raquel, she got a split loss. Holly Holm, I wouldn't consider her a tougher girl, but she got a split win against her. That's why she won, because she wasn't the tougher girl in that one. She beat up Panny because Panny kind of sucks, even if she's tough. But she's tough in a different way. Not like durable tough. She's like just like tough-minded, I would say, Panny. Oh, Panny girl, you a tough girl, huh? She beat Macy, which is... It's like both impressive and not impressive at the same time, but a win's a win, so that's good. But then, you know, Jacqueline, she's 10-1. She's on an 8-fight win streak, 5 wins in a row in the UFC, but 2 of them were splits with Nora and Josiane Nunes. Who? All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. And Myra Bueno Silva was a good win. That was not too long ago, back in November 2025. Yeah, so I'm just going to go with Jacqueline. It just makes sense. Round 3 decision. As we move on up the card to Tommy Gantt versus Artur Minev. Oh, he's from Ukraine. Close enough. Let's open up their profiles. Tommy Gantt is an undefeated lightweight, 155 pounds. He has almost a 100% finish rate with 1 decision there, as you can see. And we can also see he was going to fight another man on this night, tomorrow night, for UFC Fight Night Allen versus Costa, because I guess Trey Ogden, what happened to him? Check. Be down here. Trey Ogden. Oh, Ogden had an injury. Yeah, so he got a boo-boo, and he dropped out of the fight, which would have been a better matchup, which means Artur Minev is now a random guy without an age or reach. He's just like somebody they have no stats on. I have no stats on other than his Fury FC fights and stuff. And he does get knockouts. Look at that. These are all, he has almost all finishes just like Tommy, but the competition ain't nothing in comparison when you look at Tommy's competition. Guillotine and Contender Series against Adam Livingston. He's... Hold on. Fury FC? No, Fury FC's not good. But I was also looking at these and I was like, I don't know these promotions. I don't know these promotions, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna just hype this man up, dog. That's not what I'm here doing. I'm not trying to hype my picks up. I'm trying to come to a logical conclusion. I just think Tommy's gonna do it. He's probably gonna have more energy. Because again, short notice, he was gonna go against a tougher guy than Artur. And I think round 2 submission for Tommy Gantt as we move on up the card to Tuco Tokkos versus Ivan Erslan. Pop these open. Tuco Tokkos 11-5. This is a light heavyweight bout, 205. Ivan Erslan 14-6 from American top team Zagreb. Killcliff FC for Tuco. 6'4", 6'2". Tuco has a longer reach by 4 inches. 1 year older. And yeah, that's why I picked Ivan, is because the knockout potential. I put it on round 1 because I just feel like he's going to knock him out. If you look at Tuco, he did defeat Junior Tafa. It took him 2 rounds to defeat Tafa. Tafa sucks, bro. He's the worst. Like, straight up worst in the UFC. Lost to Navajo Sterling via unanimous decision. I think Ivan did as well. Yeah, this is why I picked him as well, because he fought Ion Cutelaba to a split decision. He fought Navajo Sterling to like a unanimous loss, and Yeah, he just has tougher competition that he's fought. He did get choked out by Jimmy Crute as well, but that's like tough high-end competition compared to Tuco. And Tuco's fighting guys like freaking Junior Tafa of all people. This guy should not be in the UFC, but he did get that win against that bum that one time. I picked against him on this one, I remember. but still, dog, he just really did not want to go 6-6, so he went 7-5 instead. But yeah, that's why I'm choosing the guy fighting out of Croatia. It's just I think he has more banging power, and he's probably just gonna do it. So that's him for round 1 KO. As we move on up the card to Nikolay Veretennikov versus Khaos Williams from Kazakhstan and USA, baby. What's funny is when I saw Khaos Williams, because I have this certain thing about certain people where I tend to pick against them rather than look at like the everything surrounding it. I just like want to pick against this guy. But when I thought about it and I looked at their records, I mean, like, I just feel, I don't know, I just feel like he can do it. Khaos, he's probably, like, that's why I chose a decision, because even though he's been KO'd, Nikolay, and submitted, Khaos is not good, man. So I like, you get two not good guys in the cage together, what's gonna happen? Something probably not too good. It's this decision. It's gonna be a decision fight. I think Khaos is just gonna do a little bit more damage. He's a little bit more powerful, and maybe like slightly higher fight IQ, because this guy got done by Soriano in this most simple way ever. And Soriano's not a great fighter. He's not. He's okay, but like, bro, he got done in the most simple way ever. Crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's why I'm choosing Khaos via decision in round 3 as we move on up the card to Timmy Cuamba versus Benardo Sopai. Is that how you pronounce it? Where's he from? Sweden? I don't think he's from Sweden, right? Isn't he from Albania? I feel like he's from Albania. You need that red flag, but he's probably fighting out of Sweden. All Stars Training Center sounds Swedish to me. And Timmy Cuamba is 10-3. He's been impressive lately, especially with that decision against Chang Ho Lee. I feel like he was doing a lot there. He also defeated Robert Romero with flying knee, lost twice, but one was a split decision with Blagioki, who's decent, and Benardo, who ESPN has an R after the E here, Bernardo, but UFC and my website have it as Bernardo. Which one is it? I feel like it's this one. I feel like that's right. I don't think there's another R in there. But anyway, he's lost once via KO, and Timmy Cuamba hasn't. I think Timmy Cuamba's going to be a tougher kid. He's a little bit bigger, 5'9", with a 5-inch reach advantage, 71-inch reach, compared to Sopai, who's 5'6", 66-inch reach, a little bit younger, but not in the good way. When you're 25 versus 27, 27s usually going to have more, more man strength, more skill, more experience, as you can see from his record, not necessarily the number, because Sopai is making his, it's not his UFC debut, it's his 3rd fight. But still, like most of his fights, how many does he have in the UFC then? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cuamba only has one more, but again, look at the other promotions. Contender Series, tough enough, and then he has like Brave FC, AFM, FCR. Yeah, I think Timmy Cuamba's been in tougher promotions, is what I'm trying to say, based on his record, 10-3 versus the 12-3. And I'm going with the tougher guy in this one, as I mentioned about the toughness earlier, and it will be via decision, because I think this kid, Benardo, will probably have some skills and be able to like survive and probably do well. I think it might be a close fight. I feel like that'll be a close fight. As we move on up the card to Modestas Bukauskas versus Christian Edwards. This is a must-win fight for Modestas Bukauskas, fighting out of Lithuania, and I always forget he has an English accent. It's interesting. It's just like he's straight up English, dog. You ain't from Lithuania, man. You lying to me. 19-7 is Modestus. This is a light heavyweight bout. 32 years old, 6'3" with a 76-inch reach, fighting a man that's a couple inches taller with 2 inches more reach, and is a few years younger, 5 years younger, fighting out of Jackson Wink MMA. That's 15 minutes away from me. Jackson Wink, by car anyway. It would take me probably like 2 hours if I walked. This is super hilly. It's super hilly around here, man. It's the mountains. But yeah, I think he's not going to win. But when I saw that Jackson Wink, I usually, when I see like a good team, sometimes it makes me lean a little bit more toward him. I didn't even realize he was on Jackson Wink. But no, I don't think I'll choose him regardless. I think Modestus is basically just going to chip away at a decision. I'm pretty sure that's what I chose, right? Yeah, decision. Because 8-4, I don't know, man. I don't think you're showing too much skill out here. You're getting done by these guys. Ben Parrish, getting done by Raheem Cleveland. You're getting done by Luke Fernandez. Not done, but you're getting decision by Luke Fernandez. Fernandez versus Edwards. He was a main event on that one too. CFFC 142. Luke Fernandez, yeah. This was, he just lost recently. I picked him, and he got done by Bellato of all people. He almost knocked Bellato out, and then he, just caved and got knocked out himself. Crazy times. But yeah, that is why I'm picking Modestus, just via veteranship, and I think he has more to gain by winning than Christian does. Christian has to win a lot to gain anything in this promotion, whereas Modestus, I feel like, has to win a couple times, and his name will start coming up a lot more, and he'll probably start working his way up the rankings. As we move on up the card to Malcolm Wellmaker versus Juan Diaz. This one's an interesting one because I feel like a lot of people won't pick Malcolm Wellmaker based upon his last loss against tough Ethan Ewing, who I kept being like, how do you pronounce that? Ewing? Ethan Ewing. But yeah, Ethan, I picked against Ethan twice, I ain't gonna lie. I picked against him twice, dog. I picked against him in both of his last fights against Rafael Estevam, who he knocked out. Rafael had some good moments, though. I think he had some good moments, but he wasn't gonna win. He had good moments, but Malcolm didn't in that fight. Malcolm didn't have any good moments against Ethan. Except I think in round 1, right? Just round 1, but then round 2 and 3, nothing. So I think that's the thing he's working on. I saw a single interview just randomly earlier with him. He was speaking pretty well about what he was thinking. I feel like he has his mindset and ready. This is a featherweight bout. He has power, and he knows now that if things don't go his way, that he has to be able to have an actual game plan to be able to win, because he didn't have a game plan against Ethan. He thought he was just going to knock him out. That's basically what these knockout artists typically do, right? Usually when they're finishers, they just rely on their finishing capabilities. But then you get up into the UFC, it's not like he's been in the UFC too long. You get up into the UFC, you don't knock somebody out. That's what happens, dog. They're too tough for you, man. But Juan Diaz, fighting out of Peru, is a little bit smaller of a guy, couple inches shorter, couple inches less reach, and he's doesn't have his full man strength yet. Malcolm's coming into his full man strength at this point at 31 years old. Right around 30 to 34 is when you're going to have your ultimate power in the cage in terms of hitting ability, grappling ability, as long as you've been working on those things the whole time, right? And I just think Juan has never been in the UFC. He's been fighting in Lux. Lux is actually pretty good, though. So I don't know if he's the favorite. I don't remember. But he also won in the Contender Series, and he's a finisher. Look at that. I mean, yeah, 7-7 technically. So 50% of his wins are finishes, which is good, I would say. But there's the thing, I guess, only 50% versus the whatever percentage that is, 8-2, 80%, right? He got 80% finish rate, and they both lost by decision once. I think Malcolm's just going to be better. He's going to be more calm, collected, and cool. And I was going to go, what did I choose? Decision? I did ultimately choose decision because of what I was just mentioning with patience and him wanting to actually show that he can fight rather than just knock people out. And I think that's what he's going to end up doing, although I can see him also probably knocking Juan out in round 2 or something. That was going to be my initial pick, but We'll go with that. Oh, this isn't... Are they in featherweight? This is a bantamweight bout. I said featherweight because it says featherweight here, but their bout is in bantamweight, 135 pounds, bantamweight. Is he dropping down? No, he's not dropping down, right? Am I tripping? What's going on? Did he? No, because he fought Ethan at bantam. Yeah. It's just, this thing is just wrong up here, I think. But he might have fought at featherweight at some point. That's probably why it's like that. As we move on up the card to Doo Ho Choi versus Daniel Santos. This one is, I think the Korean media was calling Daniel Santos the Korean killer because he beat 2 Koreans in a row right here, Jeong Yong Lee and Ju Sang Yu. So the media's calling him the Korean killer. And Doo Ho Choi is basically going to be their savior, right? He's 16-4, Doo Ho Choi, 35 years old. He's getting up there, man. 5'10", 70-inch reach versus 31-year-old Daniel Santos, 5'7", 67-inch reach. Now, let me see. What do we have with Doo Ho Choi? He just beat Nate Landwehr and Bill Algeo. Nate's a tough guy, good guy to beat like that with a finish. And Bill, good to beat him. I don't know if he's tough. He got a draw with Kyle Nelson, who's a somewhat tough guy. And then he had that 3-fight skid streak. But that was so long ago at this point. 2016 Cub Swanson. And then he had to join the Korean military for 2 years. That's why. And then he went to fight Jeremy Stevens after that. That's why it shows, if I can get my arm out of the way, right there, 2016 and 2018. And that is why he probably lost to Jeremy, who's booty. Booty Jeremy, Doug. God dang. How are you losing to that guy? God dang, Doo Ho. Don't disappoint us like that guy. He's fighting out of Team Busan Mad in South Korea. And yeah, I think Doo Ho's got this. I think he's going to KO Daniel, to be honest. I think he's got power. He's got slickness. Daniel is probably going to try to wrestle a lot, though. But we'll see. We'll see what happens as we move on up the card to the main event of the evening. It's Arnold Allen versus Melquizael Costa. Why is it showing that I picked Costa, though? Because I'm actually picking Allen. I'm actually going to pick Brendan Allen. Because the thing is, let me see Milky's record real quick before I misspeak. The thing is, Milky has never gone 5 rounds in his entire career, ever. The guys he's beating, Dan Ige, Morgan Charrier, Julian Erosa. Dan's tough, but the other guys crumble cookies. Christian Rodriguez, pretty good win, but it was a unanimous decision. He's getting unanimous decision against Julian Erosa even. Julian's not a tough guy, and he didn't even finish him. He finished the other guys who are tougher than Julian. That's an interesting dynamic in my mind. And he finished Andre, which is good. I can't really fault that there, you know. And this is a good streak. But he lost to Steve Garcia, and that was 2 years ago. It was in 2020, at the end of 2023. But like, I'm pretty sure he got like easily beat. I don't remember this fight too well, but I'm pretty sure he got easily beat. And yes, you can evolve a lot in 2 years, but you also kind of have to think like, skill matters, man. And you, like, how much skill are you building in 2 years at this point in your career? He's 5'10", 71-inch reach versus Arnold Allen, who is 5'8", 70-inch reach. So the reach is very close. But yeah, Costa is the bigger man in the cage. 26-7 versus 20-4 Arnold Allen. And people, I think, are thinking back to Gene Silva, who he did way better than what this looks like via unanimous decision. He lost. I think he did way better than what it says. And a lot of people that were watching that fight, I feel, weren't really watching it. They were like watching Gene. They're watching Gene do his thing. So they thought Gene did way better than he did. I don't think he did as good as people think he did. And the thing here, the reason I'm bringing that up is because who would win with Gene and Costa? Do we think Costa would win? See, this is a tough one because it's not like Arnold is weak enough to just get knocked the heck out. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of the point I'm bringing up here. He's not getting knocked out by Gene Silva. He beat up Giga Chikadze, who knocks people out, but obviously giga gases all the time. He loses to Mobsar, wrestler, makes sense. Loses to Max Holloway, and that was a good fight. In round 5, I'm pretty sure he like kind of had a somewhat of a comeback against Max. I don't necessarily remember. He definitely lost that fight, but he did very well, especially for that point in his career. And Max he's not bigger than Costa. He's taller than Costa, but there's a difference between being bigger and taller. A lot of people tend to misconstrue what tallness is. Like they say that's a big guy, but then he's like skinny as fuck. Like, bro, he's not big. He's tall. Costa's a big guy for 5'10" as well. Compare like in the division is what I'm saying, right? He's a big guy for the division, even more so than Holloway, I would say, even if he's slightly shorter. So I do think Allen has a lot to have to contend with here, but he just seems too focused to me. He seems like I don't know, but also that's the thing. Costa has a really good story too. The whole story with his vitiligo thing, whatever you want to what the heck you pronounce it, man. Like how he used to be black and now he's white. Like that was like a shock. That's such a shock to his life. All the kids just didn't want to hang out with him. Nothing to do with the skin color thing. I'm just saying, like in reality, that's what happened in his life, and he became like an outcast. And he saw another guy with vitiligo in the UFC. I forgot his name. Yeah, whatever his name is, and that inspired him to want to inspire other people. So his story, I think I back more than whatever Allen's story is. I don't know what Allen's story is, to be honest. I think Allen's just a tough kid that wants to make something of himself, and that's cool too. But like this story, like it's kind of a winner's story. You know, so if he wins, I'm not gonna like talk shit or anything for sure, but I just think Allen's good, man. I think Allen's way underrated. I feel like people underrate Allen, but I guess I may be proved wrong here. That has been all of the picks. That was the main event of the evening at featherweight, 145 pounds. This has been Coin. You have been you. And don't forget to check out mintedmma.com to make your own picks. Sign up is completely free. Subscribe to this channel for more breakdowns, and maybe I'll make other types of videos if people are interested. For now, deuces.